In Toledo, the head of the church here, and cardinal, is buried. This one died in 1922. People, plenty of scenes of the life of Jesus, or childhood, and then the Passion of Christ. Now, look there in front, below the altarpiece, to the right and to the left. On each side there is one painting. Those are painted doors. Important one is the one on the left, behind those red chairs, the painted door. Behind there are stairs to go, second floor, a second level behind the altarpiece. The tabernacle is up there. When there is mass here, the priest, at the moment of the communion, goes there to the left, opens that door, goes upstairs, get the plate with the communion, he goes down to give it to the people. So the tabernacles, most of the times, are in a small box behind the altar. I want to tell you that to understand what we'll see later behind this wall. And on both sides of the main altar, this wall on the left is not the original one. The original is the other one, to the right, first Gothic style, early Gothic style. The other side was changed after 1495, when one Archbishop of Toledo died. His name Mendoza. He was the friend and spiritual counselor of the Queen Isabella. People sometimes say that there were three monarchs in Spain: King Ferdinand, Queen Isabella, and the Archbishop of Toledo, Mendoza, because of the influence of the church over the crown. When he died, before he died, he said he wanted to be here buried in the main altar. The other priest said no, but the queen said yes. Queen Isabella ordered the soldiers to come into the cathedral to destroy the wall that was like that one, to be rebuilt like that, and in the center, his friend Mendoza was buried. That he's lying there. And here, this is the transept of the cathedral, the arms of the cathedral. To your right, one of the three pipe organs, 16th century, used only on Corpus Christi Day. And the other side, the clock of the cathedral. And believe me, it's working. You see it? Yes. Sometimes it's stopped. That's why I was checking. But it works in a special way. It has got only one pointer, one arm. It has been always like that, only the small one, the one of the hours. The point of the arrow to the right between the 4 and the 5. Then each black dot is 15 minutes, so we should guess, more or less. It's about 4:20 something, arriving to the second dot. So that's 4:20, 25. And the choir. Please come here in front. Aquí hay dos escaleritas. ¿Os quedáis aquí abajo viéndolo? Ah, vale. This is the choir. This is the part of the cathedral where priests came to pray. This floor is the original one from the 14th century. And the seats here for the still he sees the 14th century as well. Right. The seats at the lower part are of the 15th century, made on walnut by a Flemish artist. And look at the scenes in the back of all those seats. Scenes of war, battle. This is a church, but we see battle on them. It was made after 1492, the end of the reconquest in Spain. Toledo, head of the Catholic Church. The Reconquista is not a battle between two kingdoms, but between two religions. Victory of Catholic Church against Islam is here represented. Other here, the last moments, the last battles of the Reconquest in Spain. There's King Ferdinand in the most of them, entering into the last Arabic cities in the south of the country. And the seats, these ones are closed. Now, this is like the theater, like on the cinema. To sit down, they pull them down, they open them, but now they are closed. There's a time when they have to sometimes stay a long time standing, but really they prefer sitting. That's why when they close the seats, appears this part here, and they lean there. It seemed they were standing, but no, they were really sitting in that part called misericordia, the piety. And the upper part is all 16th century. The right part made by a French artist, the left part by a Spanish artist. Seats also made of walnut, and the top is all alabaster. All those sculptures on alabaster, some of them, all of them have got names. Look below their feet. David, Solomon. That is here the genealogy of Jesus Christ. The beginning and the end are here. Please come here to the end. Because there in front, there is the main seat, the one used by the Archbishop. Over the main seat, the blue coat of arms. That's the coat of arms of the Cardinal when this was, so the time when this was made. The first sculptor on the left, Adam, his name. Then Eve, Adam and Eve, in Spanish, Eva, and their son, a son of his son. And lay that all around to Saint Joseph and Mary. There are two there, Mary with the baby. Famous ones. Second one on that side, N-O-E, Noé, Spanish Noah. On the other side appear also Isaac, Abraham, Jacob. And these two pipe organs, there are three big pipe organs. These two here from the 18th century, 1700s. The one your right, that one, neoclassical style, played almost every Sunday for the ordinary masses. And this other one here, Spanish Baroque style, that's played on Easter and Christmas. The one, well, that one is older, the Baroque one, but the neoclassical style one was made, or has got a special technique that it's possible that the music comes through the trumpets with an interval of about 3 or 4 seconds. The first time, as they are playing the keyboard, the sounds comes out through these trumpets. Yes, automatically, a few seconds later, the same notes are repeated on the other side to create echo. Even there is echo, but that's created basically like a surround effect. First, the notes come out through these trumpets, then another one. That's the noise here. The music is wonderful.
Where is the keyboard?
You see there something green and golden?
Yeah.
Is the chair of the organist. The keyboard is in front.
Very good.
And the same one, behind that brown thing is the seat as well, the keyboard is. And to go up there to play, on each side of the choir, there is a hidden door. Come, for instance, to show you one over here, because there is more light on this side. Look where I am. That chair, there is a door. To the left, you can see the keyhole and the handle. So close is one more seat, but it can be opened. Behind are the stairs to go up there. Also the stairs to go out, because some of them came late. They have to leave before they shoot, then they use those. That's the back door as well. And in front, it's darker, but there's another one, the other door to go to the other pipe organ. Well, we go to the sacristy. Out to see the paint. The sacristy is warmer. Now you'll see. To maintain the paintings, it's a little bit warmer. Before you leave the choir, there is here a beautiful sculpture, La Virgen Blanca, the White Madonna, also known as the Smiling Madonna. It was brought from the north of France, 14th century, one of the first sculptors here in Castile with that kind of expressions. In the Gothic style, artists started to represent human feelings, human expressions on their faces, like on that statue there. She is looking, smiling to him. Also, he is smiling to his mother, the smiling Madonna, the white Madonna. Well, now yes, we'll leave the choir. We'll turn left. Sí. The main altar, Mass on Sundays, and daily, not chapel on the left. Latina is the patron of the cathedral, sculpture, La Virgen del Sagrario, on the altar. Y si viene después, luego le digo fuera donde es, porque es esa entrada la que hay que usar.
Esta entrada.
Sí, luego le digo por dónde se pasa. Vale. Maybe she's coming later to Mass, so the entrance is that door, not the one we used now. Well, here to the left, the sacristy, and later we'll come back to see, for the very end, maybe the most impressive part of the cathedral, but explain it later. Please, come here first. Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. Pues, en un momento se los dije el otro día.
Bueno, déjale, tampoco le...
Yes, the name of God in Hebrew. Yahweh.
What year they made this? What year this?
That's 17th century, well, 16 and something. This room, the sacristy of the cathedral, that's where priests came to change their garments to prepare themselves to celebrate Mass. It was built in the 16th century, but the ceiling was painted in the 17th century by an Italian painter called Luca Giordano. His nickname, Luca fa presto. I think at least the guide with me in Aranjuez talked about him several times, the one who worked with both hands. The same one painted this ceiling in 11 months. Of course, he didn't work alone. They had a school, a group of students working with them. But anyway, 11 months to finish this ceiling. And the ceiling was painted to represent once more the story of Mary descending from heaven to give the chasuble to the Bishop Ildefonso. From heaven, circle with the name of God in Hebrew, ray of light, around are the clouds and the angels, and at the end, down there, Mary is to give that tunic to the Bishop Ildefonso. And the most of these paintings, Grecos, I was telling you, the apostles, those ones who went to El Prado, you saw also repeated by Greco 4 times, like those small and dark paintings all around, with the black background, the apostles on them, and also Grecos, those two paintings to the right. This one here, St. Joseph and Jesus Christ, but I want to stop a little bit on the one there in front, because if before we saw the masterpiece by Greco, the burial of the Lord of our God, here we have the second best one. This painting is called El Expolio. That's the disrobing of Jesus Christ before Jesus was crucified, the moment when Roman soldiers removed his tunic away. And I specially painted for this room. What did priests do here? Also, undressing, then to celebrate. And typical Greco, long faces, long hands, long fingers, dark colors for the background, but the colors for here for Jesus Christ, That's why we see first the white and the red, the most important of the painting for Jesus. White light on his face, white light on his hand, red color of his tunic. And there is somebody that should not be in this painting. To the left side, the knight. He should be a Roman soldier. But Greco paints a Spanish knight, like the conquistadores from the 16th century. It's like if somebody paints now Jesus with soldiers of nowadays, the same of people from the 16th century. Somehow Greco wanted that people could feel more connected with the people, with the painting, so people could understand that Christ also died for them. But so well painted the armor as well, the white light along the edge, the front of the armor, the red reflection as well. And the painting with those three women, left corner, the lower part, the three Marys. Mary Magdalene, sister of Martha and Lazarus, and the mother of Jesus. And El Greco, I want to say painted, no, he didn't paint, but he represents somehow again the moment of the story of Mary coming to Toledo to give the chasuble to Ildefonso. Here. When we think about Greco, we always think on paintings. He was an artist. He was a sculptor as well. This is El Greco, Domenicos Theotokopoulos, and this was part of the painting. Greco painted the painting and he made the frame. This was part of the frame of that painting that was changed by all of that in the 18th century. So the original frame only survived with history, this part that was over the painting. So imagine you the whole painting surrounded with a frame like this. Well, that's what El Greco made for this painting. Greco, and from here, if you look at the other extreme of the ceiling over the entrance, you see one view of Toledo. The blue color, that's the sky, and below in the center is one bridge. Tomorrow we'll pass at one side of that bridge with the river. So it's a real view that we'll be seen tomorrow morning.
What happened to the rest of the frame? They saved this part.
Nobody knows what did they made with the rest, but only that part survived. And this there's some paintings sometimes have, it's normal, must be restored. Like on this side, this is just a photo of one Goya. There was here a Goya. This is the black period of Goya. That's the arrest of Jesus, or the betrayal of Judas, or the kiss of Judas, however you want to call the moment. Judas on the left, white color, approaching Jesus to give the kiss. That's of the black period of Goya. And here we have to go back through this door. We cannot go straight back to the temple. We have to make this itinerary. First here, this room, this part was used, this space was used, but Venice, Greco learned and worked with Titian. So the red color is somehow the color we see also in the paintings of El Greco. Titian here, Velázquez, an important Spanish painter, the portrait of the Cardinal Borgia, then on the, and here, this painting seen before it was in the main sacristy, seen from the opposite corner, it looks like a real window. It's more beautiful seen from farther. Raffaello, Van Dyck, this Holy Family, Sacred Family, two monks. Something painting that size of Saint John the Baptist by Caravaggio was, and the best of the disciples by Greco. I show you that colorful Titian before with the red color, but two more Titians. This one is Titian as well, and the other small one on this other side, another Titian. This, sometimes when we come with the visitors, and the entrance is not included, to the cathedral, I tell them, so if you pay €9 to get into the cathedral, And they say, but right, €9, one more church. Do you think that's? I say, yes. And you enter and then you'll see. So many museums will be having just two of these paintings. Greco's, Titian, Caravaggio, when it's there, Goya. They have more paintings, but there is no space for all of them. Sometimes they change the paintings. They have also Rubens in the cathedral. So it's really a great museum, this one. And yes, they had a small cloister. Not cloister. This was the patio of the house of the treasurer, the men who control somehow the money of the cathedral. This was his house. This courtyard, this was part of the house of the treasurer of the Cathedral of Toledo. Ah, bien.
Calado, súper bonito, no demasiado, mucho, estaba bonito.
Perfecto. Well, we continue, please. Here there's some silver plates, reliquaries. Leaving this room to the left, you'll see 3 books. Those are facsimile of the Bible of St. Louis, King of France, 13th century. The original one is on the archives. That is like this one. All the pages have got each paragraph, each drawing made on gold leaf. No. The Bible was made by ordered to be made by the mother of that man who was going to be king of France, for his son to know well the holy history, that illuminated Bible. And well, now come here in front of me. I have to look behind up to the ceiling. The first view must be from this point. Then we go below that window. Come here. So this part of the cathedral, this was made in the 18th century. 1732, was made by a Spanish artist, Narciso Tomé, for one special reason. Do you remember, in front of the main chapel, I talked about the tabernacle that was behind the altarpiece? Well, the priest of the cathedral, the canons, wanted that the sunlight could enter barely every day into the tabernacle. First problem was the ceiling. That's why it was open like that. Originally, the ceiling, the vault, was like all of that. This was built like all the temples towards east. So when sun rises, sunlight enters through that window into the cathedral. 18th century, Baroque style. That's why so much decoration is so ornated. And that's called the transparent. That window and all this wall that starts here, so that's Gothic. First construction, let's say, and it was added on marble in the 18th century. So, and to see this other part, now come here, please. Here, below the arch. And now from here, you look all that wall, made on bronze, marble and alabaster, all of this called the transparent, the window, the ceiling, and that wall there in front, because in that wall, in the center, there is a big bronze star. Behind the star, a window, and behind the window, the tabernacle. It's like that, every day, sun rises, sunlight enters through the window, sunlight goes as far as the bronze star, and sunlight enters into the tabernacle, a symbol of life. the new light of every day enters into the tabernacle, the place for life for the Catholics as well, for the Catholic Church. And just the last place, come here because, no, here, in a small room, and then we'll leave, then we go towards the hotel. Because I think yesterday, Felipe was talking with some of you about one video has been problematic. It's music of nowadays, people dancing, like that. Well, was filmed in the cathedral. Part of it was filmed here inside of the Sala Capitular, the chapter's house. This is the meetings room of the cathedral. Buenas tardes. The first part is darker, just like we are going towards the light. And here the access at the second room, also made on stucco. This wall here, also the Moorish influence as well. Well, come by the right, please.
Laura.
The local church is here, so the cardinals and the archbishops of Toledo. First, the ceiling, 16th century, also Mudéjar, the Moorish influence. And all the walls, frescoes, painted by a French painter, Jean de Bourgogne, with scenes of the life of Mary on both sides. And over the entrance on this wall, you'll see the Last Judgment Day. Up there, Jesus Christ, to the left and right, the apostles, and Mary and St. John the Baptist. At the lower part, at the bottom to the left, the resurrection, the good ones going up to heaven, but the bad ones are sent to the right. That's the fire. At the top right, the mouth, the entrance of the hell, and the 7 deadly sins. The deadly sins, they're represented as well for the Catholic Church. Poor woman. Well, and all these portraits, archbishops of Toledo. The first one was there at the end, at the upper row to the right, 2nd century. Then clockwise, upper line, 16th century, we continue in the lower part. But this room was made at the time of the last portrait of the upper row. So he said to the painter, I want you to paint for me here the portraits of all the bishops, the mask, of all the bishops before me. He had a problem with the painter. He didn't know how they were. Bishops since the 2nd to the 16th century. That's why they look like twin brothers. Same face almost, all around. The other ones are so different. But those ones in the lower part, some of them look so, how could I say, so sad, or no expressions at all, because the portraits were painted when they died. Even they didn't paint, with the body in front. No, they made a mortuary mask. So the painter was received that mask, so no expressions. That's why those are like that, the most of those faces. The most of them with the mitra, hat of the bishops. Some of them, two over there, with the red hat of the cardinals. And this one here as well, but with the red hat on his hand. He, or these three, became the early cardinals. So no priest, bishop, archbishop, no, just to the top, cardinals. This one, his father was a powerful man. This one became Cardinal of Seville and of Toledo when he was 9 years old. Right? His father was the first Bourbon in Spain. Their family, still nowadays, the first Bourbon, Philip V, was his father. He said, okay, now I'm king of Spain. My family will control the monarchy and also the church. That's why. He grew up, he said when he was 28, he said, I don't want to be anymore a cardinal. He renounced. He has the right to have his portrait, but The hat is not on his head. He moved to live to a village close to Avila, not very far from Madrid. That he got married, he had a family. One of his sons became priest, bishops, and cardinals as well. 3 more faces, right. This one here on white color. You compare both faces, father and son, real family, both of them. And the paintings till the last portrait. Now the paintings are painted and prepared when they get retired. So the last 3 were alive until last month when this one died. That's the one whose tomb is being prepared nearby the treasury room. So these last 2 still are alive. But the one who is now the archbishop will be his portrait will be put when he gets retired on the next place. Those 2 look like photos, very well painted. Well, vamos. We go out. 5 to 5. We are on time. Perfect. Hasta luego. All the chapels around the cathedral, this closed still now with these bars, were private chapels. The rich families, the important families, bought those spaces for them to pray, for them to be buried on. So those were like private chapels. Not now. Now they all belong to the church. And when I come here, this point of the cathedral, I always point out this fresco here on the left with all my visitors, because somehow, could believe, believers or not, but he protects all of them, all of you, all of us. Saint Christopher, protector of drivers, but also of travelers from the Middle Ages. On those times, traveling was just going from one village to another. It was very dangerous. The thieves were waiting on the mountains, or just outside of the city wall. So before people started one of those journeys, look for us, Saint Christopher, made a little prayer. They felt protected. It was so big to be seen easily. So all the travelers came here in those times to pray before they started their trips to the next city. But Saint Christopher that was repainted in 1991 without the halo. Before, I remember he had it got. In 1969, there was one revision of all the saints of the Santoral, and a study was ordered to be made by the Pope Paul VI. The saints of whom they didn't find anything to prove that they existed are considered legends. Saint George, Barbara, Philomena, Christopher, for instance, by the moment are only legends, no saints anymore, officially as well. If tomorrow they find anything to prove the document, they will become saints again, but by the moment, legends. But they have not been retired from any place. I mean, those chapels, those altars with those advocations, still they are there. But there are no new advocations with those names. That's the only thing. Well, and the entrance exit is here again. Now we'll go to the hotel. I think they will be coming soon now. So I told her to be at 5:30 to Almudena, president of the Spanish Confederation of Associations of Tourist Guides. And after that, you will be able to go wherever you want. Just in case. Hasta luego. Gracias, y lo mismo digo, Eduardo. Just I want to use now the microphone to tell you that after that you have free time the rest of the evening or the night, and tomorrow with the suitcases all prepared at 9:30. We must be outside, yes, waiting the bus tomorrow at 9:30. 9:30. That's the most important moment to have clear. 9:30. I don't want to be late to make everything tomorrow. The panoramic to stay at the train station at 10 o'clock. Well, por aquí? Well, that way. I will be easier with the wheelchair, yes. Yes, that's deeper. Yes. Por aquí, to the right, please. Ya. Pero como era más corto.
Ya, pero una cachopuesta. Que me van a oír. Me ha escrito Asunta de que se corta muchísimo el live.
¿Está llegando al Modena o qué?
¿Te ha apagado el micrófono? ¿No? ¿Te escuchan todos?
Car coming, we're turning to the right.
Una de las... ¿Por dónde entró?
Ahora le digo, por el otro lado. Sí, es más corto y más rápido. No tiene que andar tanto. Las dulces, no llevarlos ahí. Los dulces del comer.
Sí, me acaba de llamar Sol, gracias, que ya están aquí.
Vale. Okay, the suites are already the reception desk of the hotel. So if we arrive, you take them to your rooms. Then we go
To the terrace.
to the terrace. That's the last floor of with the elevator, of course. And there will be, that's Almudena will be there. No, I told her at 5:30. At 5:30, yes. So she, yes.
¿Te está oyendo?
Sí, que estoy diciendo que vino Almudena. Nos quería recibir la presidenta. Ya. Que Almudena quiere dar unas palabras a todos.
Which way? Because we don't know now. But I don't
Ah, que eso es una piedra. Ariel.
Sí. Tengo que sí. Well, I switch this off into the hotel. They will meet again.
Do you see how much battery? So we took the whole on the day. Did you switch off on the? Did you switch off on the lunchtime or
Yes,
you kept
yes.
it on?
I switch it off
Okay, so we had from 10 to now.
from yes. That's but less 1 hour. That means
6 hours.
9, 10 y media, 11 y media, 12 y media, 1 y media.
Yeah,
Yes,
6
that's
hours.
more or less.
And very
Yeah.
good connection.
Yeah, I can't believe it myself.
Yes, because
Almost.
when you were in the main square,
take
you
notes?
went almost to the square in front of the hotel, and I still listen. It's like, who's this?
But he said we have a good phone as well. Sometimes it depends on that. You know. But yeah, the iPhone also. Also around the corner it works.
Yes, no. Very good, because we try other applications here and it's impossible. And people are telling me that the life of the visit is like
What do you mean the life of it?
the
Yeah.
they are in the internet. People can see the visit on the internet.
That doesn't work. It's slow.
Slow and it's
Cracking.
cut.
Yeah, because the internet is too weak. I mean, not the internet, the mobile data is not too weak.
It's a big problem here in Toledo.
No, I mean, that's everywhere, I guess. Maybe when 5G comes, but here with these narrow streets, you have no chance.
And also in the Convent neighborhood where we were this morning, we tried two different applications there, and the application locked down. That didn't work for half an hour.
That way.
Yes, here in Toledo normally.
But if so, you could charge it.
Yeah.
Que lo decía Calvin.
We are on our way back to the hotel. There are only a
Hola,
few
jefe.
steps
Nothing.
left.
Yeah, a few more steps, and then coming back to the hotel after this day.
Yeah.
In the morning there was nobody in the street. Now that's plenty, more or less.
Now people go out and have a drink and
Yes.
dinner later on.
Yes, today, Saturday, moment to meet friends,
Yeah,
family,
Saturday evening.
social life.
Well, this was a really great tour through Toledo.
Yeah,
So we
quite
have
complete.
to say thank you for this very, very amazing, for this very, I'm trying to get us both in the camera. Here we go. Yeah, it was a really amazing day in Toledo. So many thanks showing us your city.
Thank
We live
you.
here in
Thank you to
Toledo.
you for sharing this opportunity.
Okay,
Thank you for being with us.
welcome. And when we come back to Toledo one day and we want to make a tour with you, where can we find you?
That's on the internet, or that's Juan Guia Toledo, Juan Guia Toledo at hotmail.com.
Okay.
There you can find me.
we can find you.
Yes.
And send you a mail, and maybe we meet again, and you show us more secret point here in Toledo.
Okay, I will do it.
Super.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you to you so
Now
much.
we go to a drink
Yes.
after this day. And I take the microphone
Yeah.
from you. Just a second. Oops. Here we go. Thank you very much. Yeah, and 2 amazing days post-tour after our conventions comes to an end. Only a few steps till we reach our hotel. I say, or we say, thank you everybody out there watching us. Yeah, hopefully during the next convention, pre and post tour in Syracuse, we see each other face to face. We wish you a nice weekend and thank you for watching us. Leave your comments down below. Send us a thumbs up or a like or whatever. And have a nice evening.